You got to just stop doing it. If you smoke weed, the best way to stop smoking weed is to stop smoking weed. The question is how long can you continue to stop smoking before you start smoking again? And why would you start smoking again? So if you have a bad habit, the question is how come you consistently go back? So let's go into the mind. If you have a strong mind, you can do what they call quitting cold turkey. You can tell yourself something and then you can do it. You have command, full command over your mind. But if you give yourself an order right now and your mind doesn't listen because it's already trained with habits, we all operate on a certain pattern and frequency. So if you say, oh, I want to save money, but then you go to the store, you spend it, go out to the restaurants, you spend it, you go buy something on Amazon, you go order some food, you buy some clothes that you don't need, you spend it on all these things because you have spending habits. What are habits? And habits are your subconscious programming of your mind. That's where your habits exist. So imagine this is your thought, right? And these, because thoughts kind of look like trees, right? They kind of go out like electricity, right? And they have these pathways in which they flow on. So your thoughts are always flowing and moving in these pathways. Now, before we get to that, let's get to a breakdown of what is that thought. Your thought is electricity, right? It's an electrical current, right? Now, the more you think something, let's say this is your habit, right? Then you do the habit again. Then it becomes layered. Then you do it again. It becomes layered. Do it again. It becomes layered. Do it again. It becomes layered. It becomes a frequency. It becomes a frequency, an energetic signature. And it starts to program you and everything that you do. So what you do frequently becomes your frequency. Now, what can a frequency do? If we're talking about radios, frequencies put you on what? Certain channels. To where you can only do what? If you on a certain channel with a radio, you can only receive what's on that channel. If that channel is poverty, then that's all you go hear, it's all you go receive is this poverty. And that's based on your habits, right? So let's say if you got different habits to where you spending or you investing rather, right? So now that's your frequency, right? And it's giving you a return. That becomes your frequency. That becomes your frequency. That becomes your frequency. You add in there education. You educating yourself, getting you smarter on your investments, right? So now you on a different channel. Now you on the wealth channel. Now money becomes frequently and abundantly. It just comes to you. What was the difference? Here, you were chasing things, right? Down here, we're bringing things to you. Value. Value drives price, right? Value determines the worth of something, right? So we all have a mind, right? And it works in each way. So we just don't like the success of our daily habits, which produces the outcome of our current reality. A current reality, right? An electric, it's a current. So this is your success. But do you like what you achieving on a daily basis? The dollar was created to do what? The dollar was created to buy things of value and to exchange for things of value, right? So you buying things of value. Now let me break down frequency and an arithmetic. So frequency can be breaking down in hertz, right? So let's go with hertz. I like to use this example. Talking about hertz, right? You hear something, they say 20 hertz, 30 hertz, 40 hertz, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, right? And everything has a frequency. Everything in the entire universe can be measured and you can find the frequency of measurement. They put ECG and they connect it to your brain and they go say that every thought that you have has a frequency. Okay. Let's say it's about saving up $100, right? So let's say that $100, that's 100 hertz, right? Let's just put a hertz per. So let's say every day you're going to save $1, right? So that's 1 hertz per day. right? So if you say 1 hertz per day, then it's going to take you what, 100 days to reach 100 hertz, because the frequency of what you want is at 100 hertz. So it's going to take you 100 days at 1 hertz per day to match the frequency of what you want to achieve. Now, let's say some days you fall off. I fell off, right? So I didn't do it some days. Some day I skipped, right? I did it every other day. So now it's going to take you 200 days. Because now you at 0.5 frequency per day. You half of what you was there. See, when we put it in front of us and into an arithmetic, it just becomes a formula. What you want is always a formula. It's a formula. What are you doing on a consistent everyday basis to match the frequency of the things that you want? You understand me? And that goes to every single thing, whether it's a billion or a million, whatever it is, you have to raise the vibration on your consistent daily basis, your habits. Now, sometimes you can have a thought that can match an action much more powerful. Some people are already at higher vibration.